Guys, welcome back to Jake's RC channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different again. Today we're going to be installing the Dynamite Brushless Motor ESC 2-in-1 Combo Pack 6000 kV into my Losi Mini B. To get this job done, you're going to need a couple tools. You're going to need a 1.5mm wrench. You're going to need a tire tool. And then you're going to need either a receiver, your choice. They do sell the receiver that binds with the stock radio, but I'm not a big fan of the stock radio, so I'll just go ahead and use my SR215, and then I'll link it to my DX5C. So guys, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the body off, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what's going to happen from there. So guys, the first thing I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull off the small nut here, get that back wheel off. So now that I got that back wheel, guys, off, I was going to remove the hex, but I'm going to leave it. It's tight enough on there. I don't think it's going to fall off, so I'm not going to worry about that. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take my my tool, my 1.5mm. I'm going to take off the gear cover here. There's a screw back here and a screw up here. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that really quick. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I now have the gear cover off. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1.5mm and very carefully I'm going to remove this pinion gear off this motor because it is going to be going on to our brushless motor. Okay, so now I got that pinion gear off there with my 1mm wrench. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop these two screws out. Guys, make sure you're watching the orientation on your screws. So when you go to put it back together, it'll go back together a lot easier. They're both in the middle slot. Unless you have the adjustable motor plate, then you don't have to worry about this. But I do, since I don't. So I just got to keep that orientation in mind. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead, this is your servo here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that. So that's unplugged and out of the way. Go ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to undo the motor now. We're going to pull the motor out, and then we'll unsticky this and pull everything out. So now I got the ESC unstuck. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the motor out. Those two 1.5mm. So as you guys can see here, we just have a bare chassis now. Now I'll go ahead, I'll flip this micro system open. Okay, so now that I got the motor fully mounted in, I'm going to go ahead and slap that cover back on. I got the pinion back on there, all good. We're all good to go there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slap that cover back over everything, and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so now that we got that cover back on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slap the back wheel back on. So that's out of the way and done. So I'll go ahead and do that next. So there we go, guys. I got the cover back on, the wheel back on. We're good to go there. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to slap my new receiver in here. I'm just going to use the old piece of sticky tape. It's still fairly sticky, so we'll be fine. And then we'll go from there on what's next. I think next will be testing. So I'm going to go ahead and let me slap this in quick and I'll be right back. There we go, guys. We got everything back together. As you can see, there's our switch. There's your receiver. And the battery's going to go right in here. I'm going to grab a battery quick and just make sure we're not interfering with anything up here. This looks like it could be a little, maybe back a little too far, but I'll check into that and see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go grab my battery. I'm going to get this radio binded up, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, so there we go. I got my model selected in. Now, in my radio there, as you can see. Now we're going to hold this down, turn on the... Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and simply bind it. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to hold down this bind button right here on the receiver. And then we will turn on the truck. So there you go, as you can see it's in bind mode. Now I'll go in here. Bind. And we'll go to bind. There we go, connected. Okay, so for some reason my throttle's not working, my steering is. Let me take a look. So there we go, guys. Fully working now. As you can see there, we're ready to go. I think this thing's going to be a whole lot of fun like this. So there we go, guys. As you can see, it's working. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and a subscribe.